The construction industry hasn't changed in over a century. Same concrete, same bricks, same delays. But in the last 5 years, something broke. Robots laying 500 blocks an hour, 30-story buildings assembled in 15 days. A 1,400-ton bridge was replaced over a single weekend. Every technology on this list is already operational, already on job sites, and already making traditional construction look embarrassingly slow. These are the 25 innovations that are rewriting how fast we build. Every minute a roofer spends carrying materials up a ladder is a minute they're not roofing. Multiply that across a full crew and across a full project, and you're paying skilled tradespeople to do a laborer's job. The bumper hoist fixes that immediately. 2 operators lift 1,000 tiles to roof height in under 25 minutes. Reverse mode clears waste directly into a truck below. Weekly hire costs around $157. The labor hours it recovers on a typical roofing job cost 20 times that. 10 operators used to run 10 machines. Teleo collapses that completely. It's a remote control system that lets one operator run multiple excavators, dozers, and graders simultaneously from a single station, anywhere in the world. Live cameras cover every machine. Controls switch between them in sequence. Training takes days, not months. When the construction industry is losing skilled equipment operators faster than it can train them, a system that multiplies what one person can do doesn't just speed things up. It keeps sites running at all. No mixers, no formwork, no curing chaos. Concrete canvas is a cement-impregnated fabric you lay, shape, and add water to. 24 hours later, it hardens to 7,260 pounds per square inch, 5 times more abrasion-resistant than standard concrete, and installed up to 10 times faster than a traditional pour. Crews are lining drainage channels, stabilizing slopes, and repairing infrastructure with no heavy equipment whatsoever. It ships in rolls, it deploys anywhere, it works in locations a concrete mixer could never reach, portable, fast, and genuinely surprising. Layout used to mean a crew spending days measuring, snapping chalk lines, and still getting it wrong. Every mistake meant rework for every trade that followed. Framers, plumbers, electricians, all delayed by someone else's error. Dusty Robotic's field printer reads your digital floor plan and prints every wall location, door opening, and pipe position directly onto the concrete slab at full scale. First time, every time. One robot eliminates the most error-prone step in the entire construction sequence before a single wall goes up. A 6-man crew, 644 wall panels, a 6-story, 156-room hotel, 17 working days. FrameCAD designs every wall panel digitally and manufactures them off-site using a compact roll-forming machine. Nothing gets cut on location. Nothing gets measured twice. Every piece arrives ready to install. Light enough to handle without cranes, strong enough to form the entire structural skeleton. The precision that comes from factory production instead of on-site cutting means fewer errors, faster installation, and a building schedule that actually holds. What if a truck could build your house while you slept? Hadrian X by FBR rolls onto your site, extends a 32-meter boom, and lays 500 masonry blocks per hour directly from a CAD file. It cuts blocks automatically, applies fast-dry adhesive, and runs 24 hours straight without breaks. A human bricklayer takes 3 to 4 weeks to frame a house. Hadrian X does it in under 3 days. That's not a faster way to build. That's a completely different game. Most 30-story buildings take 2 years. Broad, sustainable building did it in 15 days. Every floor, wall, pipe, and fitting was manufactured inside a factory simultaneously while the foundation was being laid outside. Then crews assembled it on site like the world's most ambitious flat-pack furniture. The result was 5 times more energy efficient than conventional construction, magnitude 9 earthquake resistant, and just 1% of the typical construction waste. 15 days, 30 stories. This isn't a faster method, it's a different definition of building entirely. Interior fit-out is where construction projects go to die. Weeks of cutting, taping, sanding, and finishing. Dust, noise, and overruns everywhere. Falk-Built designs every wall, partition, and glass front digitally and manufactures them off-site. Components arrive flat-packed and snap together on location. No cutting, no mess. Virtually zero waste. The result is an interior fit-out 4 times faster than conventional construction. And when the layout needs to change, the walls reconfigure rather than get demolished. Faster to build, cheaper to change, cleaner throughout. Plastering is one of the most physically grueling jobs on any building site. Awkward angles, repetitive strain, slow progress, and increasingly hard to find workers willing to do it. Y-Build's robots from Shanghai remove the human from the equation entirely. They navigate the site independently, scan the wall surface in real time, and apply plaster with consistent machine precision, faster than any crew. Higher quality finish, dramatically less time. And unlike a human workforce, they don't call in sick, slow down toward the end of the day, or quit mid-project. Precast concrete system. What separates FP McCann's precast system from standard precast is what happens before the component ever leaves the factory. Structural panels, tanks, and frames are cured under monitored conditions with verified dimensions and confirmed strength. By the time they reach site, the most failure-prone stage, the pour and cure, is already done and checked. Cranes position the elements and the structure assembles around dry connections rather than wet trades. For infrastructure projects where a single failed pour causes weeks of delay, removing that risk from the job site entirely is a significant competitive advantage. The Los Angeles wildfires left thousands without the homes they loved. Renco Construction is making sure that kind of loss doesn't have to happen again, with fire-resistant lightweight blocks built to stand when it matters most. 11 workers with zero formal construction training built 4 three-story apartment buildings in 8 weeks. How? Renco's interlocking composite blocks, made from recycled glass fibers, plastic, resin, and stone, snap together like giant Lego bricks. No cutting, no welding, no grinding. Workers follow color-coded plans and glue blocks into place. The blocks are 23 times stronger than concrete, Category 5 hurricane-resistant, and generate virtually zero waste on site. No skilled labor shortage can stop a system that doesn't need skilled labor. Setting timber forms for curbs and channels by hand, measuring, cutting, fixing, pouring, stripping, repeating, is one of construction's most unchanged processes. Pavimax Mini Pavi makes the entire sequence obsolete. This 10-horsepower self-propelled extruder forms continuous concrete profiles up to 17.7 inches wide in one unbroken pass. 4 workers replace what used to be a large crew. The line is geometrically perfect every meter because a machine drew it. Custom molds produce drains, curbs, and channels to spec on site. Urban infrastructure at the pace cities actually need. Empty plot in the morning, move in, ready home by evening. Heidman's Horizon completes every element of a house: walls, floors, roof, electrics, plumbing. Inside a factory, then transports and assembles the entire structure on site in a single day. While traditional house building battles weather delays, labor shortages, and endless inspections, Heidman's has removed almost every variable that makes construction slow. For buyers waiting months to move in, and developers losing money on delayed projects, one day from plot to possession is an almost unreasonable advantage. Placing rebar on a concrete slab means measuring, cutting, bending, and tying hundreds of individual bars by hand. One of the most labor-intensive operations on any project. BAMTech replaces that entirely. Steel bars are factory welded into flexible reinforcement mats following a digital layout, rolled up for transport, lifted into position by crane, and simply unrolled across the prepared formwork. Spacing and alignment are already built in. What took a team of fixers days now takes a small crew hours. Factory precision delivered to site in a roll. Cornerstone building brands. Stone veneer. Cladding looks high-end, but traditional masonry installation is slow, weather-dependent, and needs skilled labor that's increasingly hard to find. Clipstone Pro Panel replicates the same aesthetic mechanically. Panels clip directly to framing, lock together at consistent spacing without mortar, and leave a ventilated cavity behind to manage moisture. Fire resistance and long-term durability are built into the panel itself. Any trained installer can fit it in a fraction of the time masonry requires. No specialist, no mortar, no weather window needed. Premium finish without the premium timeline. A 114 square meter, two-story home for 6 people, fully assembled, starting at $40,000. That number alone stops the conversation. Liar's prefab, reinforced concrete panels arrive fully formed and connect on site in hours. No wet concrete, no weather delays, no dimensional errors. The half-year build timeline traditional construction demands collapses to weeks. For developers trying to deliver affordable housing at scale and buyers priced out by construction costs, a system that cuts both time and price simultaneously isn't an innovation. It's an answer. No bricklayers, no formwork, no waiting. Perry's BOD2 concrete printer produces 1 square meter of structural wall every 5 minutes, printing shapes directly from a CAD file that would take traditional masons weeks to form. The machine spans up to 44 feet wide and nearly 30 feet tall. Setup takes 2 days. 2 operators run the entire job. Complex curves and angles cost no extra time or money. What used to require a full crew for weeks now requires 2 people and 1 machine. Traditional timber construction leaves nail holes, adhesive damage, and permanent connections that make reconfiguring or reusing structures nearly impossible. Cis-Timber uses precision-cut steel connectors that slot into each wooden member and lock together without any fixings at all. The joint separates later without damaging the timber. the entire structure is reusable, reconfigurable, and produces almost zero site waste. As material costs rise and sustainability requirements tighten, a timber system that can be disassembled, transported, and rebuilt somewhere else entirely doesn't just save construction time, it saves the material itself. Concrete finishing on indoor sites has always meant a compromise. Exhaust fumes, engine noise, and serious air quality problems in enclosed spaces. The TS6200E from Top and Screed removes all of that. Fully battery-powered, it spreads, levels, and compacts fresh concrete in one pass across 22 square meters. 4 batteries deliver up to 11 hours of operation, around 4,500 square meters of finished slab per day. Zero exhaust. Low noise. For contractors working in occupied buildings, underground structures, or urban sites, the ability to finish concrete cleanly indoors changes what's even possible. Steel underpasses no longer require years of heavy casting. Viacon Group built UltraCore, a giant corrugated steel arch system for highways and railways. A 92 meters by 26 meters overpass shows its scale and strength. It operates from -50 degrees Celsius to +50 degrees Celsius without performance loss. Teams can complete a 100 by 20 meter span in roughly 3 weeks. Faster transport routes, lighter foundations, reduced costs. Modular steel infrastructure is transforming large span construction across the world today. Replacing a railway bridge typically means months of closure, massive passenger disruption, and enormous cost. During a planned weekend shutdown, Wadelbauunternehmung demolished a 19th century structure and slid a brand new 1,400-ton bridge 34 meters into its final position using hydraulic cylinders, with millimeter precision. The railway was back in service almost before passengers noticed it was gone. 4 days. 1,400 tons, 34 meters. That's not just an engineering achievement, it's proof that when construction stops accepting old constraints, the impossible becomes a weekend job.